This video is brought to you by Miniature Market. Thousands of board games, miniatures, and paints, discount prices at miniaturemarket.com. Hey everybody, it's your old pal Rob. Today I'm going to be talking about a game that I am clearly pretty disappointed with. I'm not going to go over everything about it. I'm going to kind of just go down to the table, but what I want to talk about is how, we talk about unnecessary expansions, and when I was finally done buying this, I mean, it was $200, okay, and I didn't buy everything. But we're going to be talking about a game called Pathfinder Arena, okay, and while the game is it does have some positives about it, and we'll just talk very briefly about it. But this could have been all put in one box, and if you charge me $150 for it, I don't think I or $130 for it, I don't think I would have the problem that I have. $125, I think it would have been pretty right on line, especially when you could pay $125 for the new Cthulhu and get about 1 billion miniatures and a ton of game in there. But we're going to talk about this more on the other side. Let's just go down to the table really quick, and I'm going to show you some of what you get for these expansions and how much they were. As a matter of fact, it was over $200. And just talk a little bit about the game, not too much, because it just makes me ill to even think that I spent this kind of money and threw it away. I should have just burned it in the backyard or bought more fence for the farm. Let's head down and take a look. So I'm not going to put the whole thing together and show you everything. There are spawning spaces here, summoning spaces and things like that. You have a timer, which is nice. The board is kind of nice because all the little tiles fit in here. All these tiles, you have to build the actual arena. And what's going to happen is you're going to go through a couple different phases. You're going to go through your phase, which is the hero phase. And I want to make sure that I get this 100% right. Yes, the hero phase, the monster phase, and then the summoning phase, okay? And that's where the end turn happens, and depending on the monsters. Now in the box here, which was $70, you're going to get 4 miniatures, 4 heroes, okay? And they kind of confuse you with what comes in the box, and I want to show you, because when I was looking, I go, oh, what the heck, I'm missing stuff. Well, no, they send you the Kickstarter version of the rules for the retail game, which is just laziness, okay? It's going to give you some story, tell you what's going to go on, and again, they show you, well, here's what should be in the box, 18 figures. No, there's 4 figures, okay? So you don't have half the stuff that you're supposed to get. But the game board, as you can see, just goes together, and it's pretty nice. You get a nice cloth bag. You get this rule book, if you want to call it that, and you get a summoning dice, okay? You're going to be competing against each other and try to get the most glory points at the end of fighting the 4th phase or killing the 4th monster. They are broken up. You're not going to see them, and you're going to lay out 4 of these, and you'll turn it over, and that'll be the monster that you are going to have to face. Not easy. They actually get tougher as you go, and so forth and so on. During your phase, you're going to move. You're going to be able to attack monsters, but you're also going to be able to shift tiles. Okay, when this is full, you'll be able to shift certain tiles to maybe make the monster go after your opponent. Kind of okay. When you go around, these are walls, but I'm just going to ignore them. You're going to go around, try to pick up some of these tokens, which, they have some classic characters, which I absolutely love. And you are going to try to increase certain stats and level yourself up so you can use different piles of cards, because as you level up, you're going to be able to use different abilities and cards and so forth and so on to make yourself stronger. As the monster gets stronger, you get stronger. You're going to have some negative effects that are going to happen to you, so you'll get tokens, and at the end of the game, when you're done, when you kill the final monster, you are going to add up the glory points. If you have, you know, a bunch of these, and you say you have 10, and then you would take the negative ones and subtract them, and then you will have your final score, compare it to your opponent, and that is who wins. Okay, you know, kind of lazy game at best. Okay, they have a solo co-op mode expansion, which is okay. All right, I would have liked to see more out of it, but that's okay too. All right, I can get by that. Okay, the art is Pathfinder, which I really enjoy, and overall, it's not a horrible game, and I think some people will actually enjoy this. Okay, like I said, you know, the rule book, there's no index as to if you have to look something up. You kind of got to go through it. It's the setup. They show you the setup, and I wanted to show you. You are going to have one middle space here open, so you can start sliding all those particular spawn tiles and stuff like that. You'll set up, you'll have your cards for leveling up and so forth and so on. You'll have your miniature, and then if you know, you have tokens with the retailer version. Okay, and I got this from Miniature Market. Okay, and all that came to about $70. Okay, I can see that. Okay, you're paying for the Pathfinder name and so forth and so on. The art, like I said, is beautiful, but this manual is not the greatest. It does okay. There's not a lot of rules, but trying to find certain things, like trying to find how do you resolve a fight. Okay, it's not easy. As a matter of fact, I'm still looking. They do give you a playthrough, and then finally fighting. You know, it's here, but, you know, did you know it was on page 16? No, you kind of got to dance around and find it. They explain some of the cards and stuff, and that's all fine and dandy. Here's where I just went, you got to be kidding me, okay? And for instance here, I decided to get everything, and you could call it fear of missing out, but I didn't get everything. But I said, oh, well, you know, this looks pretty cool. There wasn't a lot of videos on it. It was a lot of prototype videos, and I said, well, let me go with it. When has anything I played Pathfinder ever been bad? Never. So this is $50. You get one-page rulebook, okay, and then you get a character sheet, a couple monster sheets, and you get 5 miniatures. That's $50, okay, and a couple of cards. That's an expansion for $50. I said, there's got to be something underneath here. No, there's nothing underneath here, okay? I went, oh, wow, that's not cool. Okay, you could have just included this into the base game. But no, let's not stop there. Let's go with the Epic Challenge and that ripoff, okay? Oh, wow. A couple pages, all right. Again, 2 more characters, a couple of miniatures, a couple additional tiles, not, you know, a whole truckload of tiles, okay? 8 tiles, okay? Some cards. That was $60, okay? And this is at Miniature Market, where you get the lowest price. No, I may be wrong. This may have been $50 as well. Okay, so now I'm up to about $170 in here. This was $60. Okay, Monsters of the Arena. Yeah. Is there anything on the bottom here? No. So instead of doing these, you can do those for another $60. Okay, shame on me. So now we're up to about $230, and there's one other expansion I didn't get, which means this game here would have been about $300 for stuff that could have been in the same box for about $125. These miniatures are good, but they are not Games Workshop or even I would go, who does great miniatures? Awakening Realms, they do great miniatures. Okay, I wouldn't even go that far. Okay, and I looked at this. I go, what did I just do? What did I do? So my real problem here is mediocre gameplay. Instead, teasing people with a Kickstarter version of the rulebook in the retailer version. Okay, maybe cutting cost, I get it. A mediocre game, boy, what could I have done with $250 in gaming? I could have got something totally, maybe 100% better. But we're going to go up and talk about this. Let's go. I mean, obviously you can hear the frustration in my voice a little bit, but this is why people are the way they are. So let's talk about this up top. Pathfinder Arena, we'll go and talk about it and then get on out of here. So if I sound frustrated, I apologize. I should handle things a little bit better. The gameplay, again, it's mediocre. Is it worth $200, $300? And it's not a fear of missing out. What I really thought was, oh, this is just more story. This is going to be good. And when you kind of try to listen to some people, they made it sound, the prototype, a little bit, oh, it's not the final stuff. It's not the final rules. They're going to have a whole bunch of stuff in here and things like that. And again, a lot of them were probably paid to talk about this. Is it a horrible game? No. Is it a great arena game? I think there are better games, arena games out there. I just felt the solo aspect of it was kind of lazily put in there, because that's one of the reasons I gotta go, oh, this would be good for the channel. A nice little solo arena game, which would be fun, where you're killing monsters. Maybe you could do it in co-op and really have a blast with it. And the combat's lazy. It's just your number against that. Okay, yeah, you win. And then moving the tiles and forcing them against your opponent. I mean, the tile thing is kind of neat, but it just it's not the greatest components, okay, for the amount of money that you are going to pay. And it's pretty disappointing for a Pathfinder game, okay, which I love the card game. I like that aspect, and that's what I kind of took into this is, oh, Pathfinder, whenever I played Pathfinder card game, that was great. When I played their some of the board games, some of the other stuff that I've played has been fun. So this has to be good. And it was overpriced, and it all could have been put into one box. And that is where a lot of my frustration lies, is this easily could have been put in one box. And right then and there, you lost me. And that's not fair either. But, again, I don't like being negative, but I think sometimes you just have to be. This just isn't worth it. And you don't hear a lot of people talking about this now. They were talking about it 2 years ago. And now all of a sudden it kind of, because when I saw that this was coming out at Gen Con, I went, oh man, I want to get a hold of this. Okay. And, I even wrote him. I said, hey, I'll take a look at it. And, I didn't care that I didn't hear. I said, oh, regardless, I'm going to go out and I'm going to get this. And, I just think if people are going to do this, they're going to hurt this business. Okay, it's going to catch up with them eventually. It's going to catch up with people eventually. You can't keep doing this thing where you throw a couple of miniatures into another box, charge another $50, $60 and say, hey, this is an expansion. People are just going to get tired. The fear of missing out phase is passing. People are being more selective. Companies are starting to feel it. They're doing layoffs. I know for a fact. I've talked to people that are fearing for their jobs right now. And I think we just have to do better. They just have to do better. Or else, it's going to do like every other thing. The video game crash, the music crash, the movie crash. Everything crashes when you start getting greedy and not putting your heart and soul into things for the people. You never hear me do a negative review. Never. This is the first time. And, well, not the first time. I've done them before. I don't like doing them. I never feel comfortable. But if I'm not honest with you, then I'm fooling myself. This is my opinion. It doesn't mean a hill of beans. Somebody out there, or you guys may love this game. For me, it was very disappointing, overpriced, and wasn't too happy with it. And I want to convey that to some of you that might be looking at this. Maybe now you just take a harder look and see if it's for you. I think that's a fair assessment. Okay? Don't take some silly old man's word on it. Until next time, it's your old pal Rob. We'll see you soon, everybody.